was that it was opposite. It was on the opposite direction of the sun. Right? In the book of Ezekiel, we acknowledge that there were 27 or 24 leaders, right? Priests that were actually looking towards the other side of the sanctuary. When the sanctuary was on the other side, they were looking towards the what? Towards the west. Not towards the east, but towards the west. Right? And we acknowledge that they were worshiping the sun. And the gate was on the eastern side, facing opposite of the west, right? Signifying that they were not supposed to worship the sun, but towards the what? Towards the sanctuary. That is the inner shrine of God. Right. Now let's digest and let's acknowledge and ask the Bible, what does this symbolize? Right? What does this symbolize? First thing that we need to acknowledge is acknowledge the eastern gate, as I've said. And what does the gate symbolize? In the book of John chapter 10 verse 9 it says, I am the door. If any man enters through, he shall be saved and will go in and out and find pastures. Right? In the book of Proverbs 8:34 it says, blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. Right. Here we acknowledge that the gate was the door that leads into the holy place. But who's now saying these words? Christ himself. So we acknowledge that the gate symbolizes or signified a step towards Christ. When the children of Israel would wake up, right, in the morning, they would take a step on to say, I'm going to the sanctuary, I'm going to ask for forgiveness. They would take their lamp towards a step towards forgiveness. This is a step now towards Christ, because Christ is the door. Wow. Wow, this is beautiful. Right. Now when you enter into the gate, we acknowledge something. Now there's something I need you to understand. The sanctuary truth is a very huge and broad topic, right? But I've tried to incorporate the important things of the sanctuary, right? So that you can understand Daniel chapter 8:14, right? For he said unto me, unto 2,300 prophetic days, right? So I've tried to incorporate. I might not cover everything, because once we actually sit down and do a study of the sanctuary, we can take weeks and weeks and weeks digesting and unveiling secret things. So I've just taken some important things, basic things, right, that indoctrinate ethnology and Christendom about the importance of the sanctuary truth, right? So a gate signifies Christ is the door. Then they take a step, it symbolizes a step to Christ, right? What was found on the other side of the gate? On the other side of the gate, as we've said, we actually acknowledge the altar of burnt sacrifice. That was where the sacrificial law, the sacrificial was actually done, right? The killing of the lamb, the slaughtering of the lamb, that was where it was actually done. The burning and all of those sanctuary services. But we said that now we acknowledge that the burnt offering, it signified three things. One, oh, I didn't say that, I'm saying it now. It signifies three things. One, it signifies Christ's crucifixion. Here we acknowledge the type meeting the antitype. When Christ was crucified, right? In 31 AD, when Christ was about to be crucified, that was the type met, right? And that was the antitype met. And the type about to meet the antitype, here we acknowledge that this is the type meeting the antitype. Christ was about to be crucified, right? Type not yet fulfilled, and then antitype fulfilled in 31 AD, the crucifixion of Christ. That's the symbolism of the altar, or the altar of burning sacrifice. Two, it signifies the veil that teared in two pieces from top to bottom, right? When Christ gave up his soul on the cross, right? When he said, It is a